Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
The Modern Monk.
Namaste.
And I think by example you are leading that life.
Well.
कि आप एक modern monk ही हम आपको कह सकते हैं. तो आपका जो बायो है जो मैंने देखा है काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है और उसमें लिखा है a yogi who meditates hard but parties harder.
Okay.
तो ये क्या एक जेन ज़ी स्टेटमेंट है या फिर प्रैक्टिकली दोनों करना पॉसिबल है that you can lead the life of a yogi at the same time you can party?
Okay. Well, it's a little small change here. I party hard and meditate harder.
Wow.
Well, yes,
Okay.
that's the thing. And it's all about taking the best of both worlds. And with my little example of experience in life, I have been able to do both. Wherein too much of materialism is not, getting onto me. मतलब मैं एकदम बह नहीं जा रहा मटेरियलिज्म में कि पार्टी के बिना चलेगा नहीं बिकॉज ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी. और ऐसा भी है कि मैं कहीं पहाड़ों में जाके बस गया और दुनियादारी से एकदम अवे हो, कुछ पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है, एकदम वो बोरिंग लाइफ भी नहीं है. सो इसमें क्या होता है, इट्स लाइक द डिकोडिंग द मध्यम मार्ग और द मिडिल वे अप्रोच ऑफ बैलेंसिंग द स्पिरिचुअल एंड मटेरियल, एंड इट कैन बी डन वेरी वेल, एंड फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई मेडिटेट इन अ केव and just because I have partied in Gurgaon, I'll never crave to party.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So are you getting that concept?
Yeah.
So because you've already done it. We often say a true bhogi is a true yogi. So it's the balance of the two.
Yeah.
Wherein you enjoy the material, yes, and the spiritual both. External joys and pleasures you embrace, but you also know that there is something internal that can give you a different kind of a bliss. So you're in a journey for seeking that as well. Not shunning what is external, but also enjoying what is internal. So get the best of the both worlds. जी.
आपका सुन के तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे हमारे जैसे लोग जो ऑफिस जाते हैं, कॉर्पोरेट में काम करते हैं,
जी.
आपकी तरह अटायर में नहीं है.
अच्छा.
तो क्या वो लोग भी इसको अपना सकते हैं? इज इट पॉसिबल कि आई वॉन्ट टू वर्क लाइक 5 days a week, then I want to party on weekends. So how is it possible कि ये करते हुए मैं मेडिटेशन या एक योगिक लाइफस्टाइल या कुछ भी पॉजिटिव चेंजेस अपनी लाइफ में लाऊं?
पॉजिटिव चेंज लाने के लिए ना कुछ अलग से करना नहीं पड़ता. मैंने भी गुड़गांव में आई हैव आल्सो वर्कड इन द कॉर्पोरेट. मैंने खुद काम किया है एज अ रिसर्च हेड. मैंने काफ़ी योगा के प्रोग्राम्स डिज़ाइन किए हैं, शूट्स किए हैं. मतलब जैसे वो फिल्म स्टार्स के लाइफ होते हैं वैसे भी, जैसे सारा दिन शूटिंग वैसा भी हुआ है मेरे साथ सुबह से शाम तक. पर अगर आप स्पिरिचुअलिटी को समझें, आध्यात्म को समझें, अगर आप कर्म योग के सिद्धांतों को समझें, तो वो काम आपको स्ट्रेस नहीं देता. वो काम एक जो वर्क और द वर्क दैट यू डू, इट बिकम्स अ मीडियम ऑफ लिबरेशन. वो एक आध्यात्मिक राह बन जाती है, जिसको हम कर्मयोग बोलते हैं. उसके लिए हमको समझना पड़ेगा कि पीडीएफ बनाते बनाते आप मेडिटेट नहीं कर सकते. आप कर सकते हैं, पर हम उसको स्ट्रेस में ले रहे हैं. अरे स्ट्रेस है, मुझे ऐसे करना है, क्योंकि उसमें हमने अपने माइंड को ट्रेन नहीं किया. बट उसी माइंड को अगर आप ट्रेन कर ले तो आप पीडीएफ फाइल बनाते बनाते आप मेडिटेट कर सकते हैं. तो यही एक मॉडर्न ज़माने में इसकी आवश्यकता है. अलग से कहीं जाके साधना करना वो एक प्रारब्ध है. कभी कभार ऐसे हो जाते हैं कि कहीं आप पहुंच गए पहाड़ों में या फिर किसी एक ऐसी जगह में जहाँ पे दैट इज़ अ सेपरेट स्टोरी. पर एक शहर में रहते हुए अपने डेली सांसारिक जो हम काम कर रहे हैं, अपने सब अपने एक्टिविटीज़ के अंदर, हम उसको भी बहुत स्पिरिचुअली कर सकते हैं. भले ही वो खाना बनाना हो, भले वो भिंडी काटना. अब भिंडी काटना अगर आप प्रिसिशन से काटे तो वो ध्यान नहीं है, बिल्कुल ध्यान है. आप गाड़ी चलाते हुए आपको लगता नहीं मेडिटेशन हो रहा है. हम तो बहुत लंबा ड्राइव करने जाते हैं अपने गुरुजी के साथ, पूरा रास्ता ध्यान में रहते हैं, क्योंकि उसमें यू हैव टू बी कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड, इजंट इट? सो ये जो टिपिकल कॉन्सेप्ट है कि आपको कुछ करना पड़ेगा मेडिटेशन के लिए, दैट इज लिटिल ऑब्सोलीट, आई वुड से.
ओके.
It is true, I'm not saying it's like that, but if you understand the philosophy of योग, जिसमें यम, नियम, आसन, प्राणायाम, प्रत्याहार, धारणा, ध्यान, समाधि बोलते हैं. ध्यान एक अवस्था होती है, it's a state of consciousness, a state of mind, जिसको आप अपने एक्टिविटीज से, अपने अवेयरनेस से आप उसको समझ के कर सकते हैं.
Okay.
तो ये बिल्कुल पॉसिबल है.
अच्छा
जी.
तो सुन के तो एनकरेजिंग लग रहा है. बट देन जैसे आपने कहा कि अगर आपने भोग कर लिया है तभी योग लगेगा. कभी कभी होता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा ड्रेनेज हो जाती है, जैसे काम किया उसके बाद लाइक दिस जनरेशन इज टू मच इनटू अल्कोहल, सो वो भी एक ड्रेनेज का कारण बन जाता है. नेक्स्ट डे हैंगओवर्स होते हैं. सो टू बी वेरी रियल, तो ये योग के ऊपर इम्पैक्ट नहीं पड़ता है क्या?
बिल्कुल पड़ता है.
तो फिर इसको हम कैसे बैलेंस करें, या फिर अगर मैं ये जिंदगी जी रही हूँ, इसमें मेडिटेशन का कोई भी प्रभाव पड़ सकता है या पड़ेगा ही नहीं?
पड़ेगा। इसमें बहुत प्रैक्टिकली, आपने प्रैक्टिकली और ऑनेस्टली पूछा है तो मैं ऑनेस्टली बोलूंगा एज अ यंग पर्सन, बिकॉज आई नो ऑल दैट। मेरे गुरु ने कहा सब टेस्ट करो, सब ट्राई करो, फिर डिसाइड करो।
राइट।
हमारे योग में ना इस तरह से ये नहीं बोलते कि ये मत करो वो मत करो। हमारे सनातन में भी ऐसा नहीं है कि ये नहीं करना वो नहीं करना। उस पर प्रोज एंड कॉन्स बताते हैं। इफ यू ड्रिंक अल्कोहल, योर मसल्स विल रिलीज एंडोर्फिन्स, यू विल गेट अ प्लेजर, बट इट हैज अ नेगेटिव इफेक्ट विच इज अ हैंगओवर एंड योर लिवर विल गेट डैमेज्ड।
राइट।
Okay, I tried it, very good. I got the endorphin, but I'm like, it's a tamasic quality. So that's tamogun. But the same thing I did alternatively. I got up in the morning. In Shimla, I'm talking about the cold weather. I put some oil. I had some Ayurvedic herb. I had some kachi haldi, some ginger tea. And then I got up, did my pranayams, and did intense Hatha Yoga practice. Lay down in Shavasana and I got up. I got a similar effect, but rather more pronounced.
Okay.
The first effect was intense spike and whoop down, just for one night. Now this feeling which is happening to me after a consistent practice,
Right. Right.
it's still there with me right now. So I'm equally high right now. Because of a consistent yoga sadhana, my body has diffused those endorphins in the body. And the person has a sustained high. Now it is your conscious decision. Which one do you want? You want both? That's also good. You want to go and drink alcohol? That's also good. Your body will give you the karmic this result back. Otherwise, slowly and gradually, if you feel there is a better alternative, which is helping you live a more meaningful life, you can opt for that as well. The same is with cigarettes. I've seen my friends, they just want a cigarette. You know, I was working in this place. I had my juniors. I was heading a research team and they used to go out and every 15 minutes smoke a cigarette. Why? Sir, बहुत stress है अपने काम में. Because Baba, I'm heading the team. You know, I am working 10 times more than you. What is the stress? नहीं सर, आपको पता नहीं स्ट्रेस होता है. मैंने कहा अच्छा, तो सिगरेट से क्या होता है? आपको डोपामिन रिलीज होता है ना?
Instant one, yeah.
इंस्टेंट डोपामिन. मैंने कहा बाबा कभी प्राणायाम से निकाला है डोपामिन? आप एक हफ्ता समय लगेगा. That's the problem here, is that it requires time and patience which we don't have.
This is my next question. I mean, this is supposed to be, ये जो कंसिस्टेंट प्रैक्टिस की बात आप कर रहे हैं, तो ये कितना टाइम, मतलब कंसिस्टेंट प्रैक्टिस आपको करना पड़ेगा? अब जैसे इंस्टेंट डोपामिन तो मुझे मिल गया सिगरेट से, अब अगर मुझे ये 6 महीना करना पड़े, साल भर करना पड़े, देन इट एक्चुअली वर्क्स एज अ डेटरेंट। तो इसके लिए कोई उपाय है? क्योंकि हमारे ज़माने में इंस्टेंट में बिलीव करते हैं, इंस्टेंट मैगी चाहिए, इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन।
एब्सोल्युटली।
सो हाउ टू मिटिगेट दिस? मतलब
आप इंस्टेंट लीजिए, किसी ने मना नहीं किया, किसी शास्त्र में ये नहीं लिखा कि सिगरेट करने से कुछ हो जाएगा, कि भगवान क्रोधित हो जाएंगे, कुछ नहीं होगा, आप खुद उसका रेपरकशन भोगेंगे, ये हमारे शास्त्र बताते हैं। इफ यू आर अवेयर, दैट्स व्हाई वी नीड ज्ञान, दैट भाई इफ आई हैव सिगरेट्स, इट्स ओके, इट्स गिविंग मी अ वेरी गुड रश, but it can cause a very bad death, it can cause very bad implications on the health, which we know that. Similarly, parallelly, if you practice pranayam, fire up, it becomes a habit. Now this aspect of kitna lamba karna hai is very subjective. There we talk about many other concepts that I'm sure we're going to discuss later. सबका motivation level अलग होता है, सबका bodily demands अलग होता है, so उस हिसाब से हम उसको देख सकते हैं कि किसको कितनी आवश्यकता है। और योग इज लाइक, यू नो, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ। इफ यू टॉक अबाउट बेसिक हठ योग, ये कोई ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि आपको मतलब इट्स नॉट अ कड़वा मेडिसिन दैट यू टेकिंग, इट इज समथिंग दैट यू डू, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ। यू डू प्राणायाम, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ, द वे यू ब्रीथ इज अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ, सो इट्स नॉट दैट सेपरेटली यू हैव टू डू समथिंग फॉर इट, बट वंस यू डू इट, इट बिकम्स मोर एडिक्टिव without any negative results. So it's equally addictive, I would say.
So just to summarize, ऐसा हो सकता है कि I start today, simultaneously दोनों कर रहे हैं, maybe एक दिन it's either a conscious decision making, या फिर मुझे वो किक या डोपामिन मिल जाए जिसकी वजह से मुझे
ये आयुर्वेद में बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग, यस आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं। आयुर्वेद में कॉन्सेप्ट है, there's a concept and a philosophy in Ayurveda which says that if you have a bad habit and you want a good habit, don't instantly make a decision कि एक बारी में वो बुरा वाला आदत छोड़ देंगे और अच्छा वाला कर लेंगे। It will not work like that. Step by step, gradually reduce the bad habit and step by step increase the good habit. So that kind of equation when you create with your habits, you can bring about a habitual change. That's Ayurvedic philosophy I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay. तो जैसे आप बायो में योगी लिखते हैं, तो योगी का मतलब क्या है? उसमें कोई डिफरेंस है? मतलब आप बहुत ज़्यादा मंदिर जाते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा भक्ति करते हैं, या फिर आपने शास्त्र को बहुत पढ़ा है, बहुत ज्ञान है, तो इस तरह डिफरेंस बिटवीन जो भक्ति कर रहा है, जो योग कर रहा है, या फिर जो ज्ञानी है, मतलब इन तीनों में कोई डिफरेंस है या फिर सेम ही है?
Yogi is a big umbrella. है ना? Yogi means anybody and everybody, anybody who is in sync with the true self, true nature, through any marg that I'll talk about later. Who knows the true self, who's clear of the purusharth, the purpose, who's an aware individual, and has undertaken the journey of the self, to the self, through the self. Anybody. है ना? कोई उसमें शास्त्र अनिवार्य नहीं है. Anybody who's a seeker, who is trying to do union with the self, is a yogi, or who's in the process is a yogi. Now, amongst this big umbrella, there are 4 major paths of yoga, right? One is Jnana Yoga, then is Bhakti Yoga, there is Karma Yoga, and Raj Yoga. The main 4 pillars. After which there are many bifurcations, and it's a web. Mantra Yoga में ये है, इसमें वो है, लय योग है, तंत्र योग है, but main 4 हैं: ज्ञान, भक्ति, कर्म और राजयोग. So it is a very individualistic choice that if you want to read the scriptures, gain knowledge through inner and outer knowledge, that's a Jnana Yogi's mark.
Okay.
The path of bhakti is of devotion and faith, where you channelize your emotion towards devotion. Then Karma Yoga is the science of doing this thing, reducing your karma pool by doing Nishkam Seva.
Okay.
And doing work mindfully and with awareness to make it efficient and without expecting the result of it, so that you don't create a new karma. So you know the concept of karma, and through your action you are doing the spiritual process. So that's why driving can become yoga, cutting bhindi can become yoga, and
So
doing
it's
your
like
PPT.
consciously being.
It's a huge concept of karma sannyas, of karma yoga, that we have a karma pool through which our life is designed. Now we are creating more consciously with our emotions when you make it nil and just finish today's karma. So you're not creating a new karma.
Right.
So that's karma yoga.
So basically, I'll just take this example. You were saying like cutting bhindi.
Yeah.
So you are thinking about what at that point in time if you don't want to create a new karma?
So how will the food be? What is the masala? Or maybe I'm disturbed by a thought.
Yes.
Right. I'm, for example, cutting the bhindi and मेरी सासू माँ के चिल्ला गई मेरे पे. If I just keep feeling bad, I'm creating a new karma. I'm holding on to it. Forget it, cut it, gone, again only the bhindi. You're meditating on the
So
bhindi.
it's mindfulness.
It's mindfulness.
Okay.
Through action.
Through action. Yes.
That's karma yoga. Then Raj Yoga is that you're like a king, you're managing the kingdom within, that we are doing. That I know my emotions, I know my elements, I know my algorithms, I know my software, and through my experimentations of the body, with breath, with body, I am managing the kingdom. That means my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings. I have a control. That's Raj Yoga, under which comes Hatha Yoga. So these are the main 4 paths. But all of them lead to union or knowing the self. And that's called yoga. And anybody who does that is a yogi. Yes.
So when you say you know the elements, like you know your own elements, तो इसमें क्या आप ये कह रहे कि जो बेसिक आयुर्वेद में कहा जाता है वात पित्त कफ, आप क्या इसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं?
Yes.
तो ये एग्जैक्टली क्या है? क्योंकि सुनते तो हम लोग भी हैं, लेकिन ये है क्या? लाइक इसमें अगर आप थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करेंगे.
अच्छा. See, the entire cosmos, like the living, the planet, you can say, the cosmos is made up of 5 elements. So we are also part of the cosmos. We are also made up of 5 elements. So because of genetics, because of astrology, because of planetary arrangements and XYZ reasons, we are born with a particular elemental algorithm. Okay. Decoding this algorithm and balancing it according to nature is a science which is called the Prakriti, the science of Prakriti or the science of doshas. Where we have the 5 elements. My and your configuration is different. The 5 elements: Akash, the Vayu, the Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. We have a different algorithm, both of us. We should know ours and understand that in what situation what will get triggered. Like for example, a chili will increase the fire element. A watermelon will increase the water element. A banana increases the earth element. A cabbage increases the air element. So once we know the food, once we know the food and the lifestyle and seasonal changes. So a lot of rituals, a lot of puja part rituals are based on the cosmic changes of the elements also, because even in the day, the elements keep changing. So having the knowledge about your configuration and knowing the cosmic configuration change makes our life quite, simplified. This is the science of the Ayurvedic 3 dosha concept, the Vata, Pitta, Kapha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So अगर जैसे अभी मुझे पता नहीं कि what is my body type, तो अगर अभी मुझे पता करना है, इसके लिए मुझे योग सीखना है, फिर 1 साल 6 महीने के बाद पता चलेगा?
नहीं।
या फिर देयर इज अ मैकेनिज्म कि अभी मैं टेस्टिफाई कर सकती हूँ कि मेरा बॉडी टाइप क्या है, एंड देन आई कैन डू द नेसेसरी चेंजेस?
एब्सोल्युटली।
और इनको बैलेंस में रहना है?
हाँ।
ओके।
तो अभी अगर आपको टेस्ट करना है, देयर आर मेनी वेज। वन इज नाड़ी देख लीजिए, इस तरह से हम नाड़ी देख के एक नाड़ी से पता चल सकता है, बट नाड़ी भी भूल जाइए।
आपको पता होगा।
हाँ, आपके लिए बता।
हमारे जैसे
यदि गो टू नाड़ी, हाँ, यदि गो टू नाड़ी एक्सपर्ट, एल्स द बेस्ट एंड द मॉडर्न वे इज अ क्वेश्चनर.
Okay.
There are amazing questionnaires available. We also have made a lovely questionnaire. Amazing books are there. So there are 50 questions. You sit calmly, you answer them, your body type, your emotions, your mind, your dreams, your behavior, your attributes. Then you come to a conclusion and you get to know the configuration.
Available on Google, Baba?
Well, it depends on the authenticity. It has to be a little authentic.
Okay.
Everybody is making a questionnaire, but we do have, at least the programs we run, we do have questionnaires, and through which we can, from trusted sources, of course, you can get to know right away. But the point is, you should know what Vata is. Like Vata is, Pitta is, and Kapha is. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, what exactly they are. So Vata is the space and air, what all it does. What is the Vata time during the day? What are the Vata-linked food? What is the Vata season? All these, and what is the, for example, there are geographically, when you go to different places, the doshas change, the elements change.
Okay.
Like Kerala is more humid, it has more kapha. Now if you go to a warm dry area, that has pith. A dry cold area has vata. So in Shimla I have all vata issues. If I don't know, I'll keep having those issues. But if you know the way to manage it, you can manage it. As simple as that. Yes. So through a questionnaire, that's the very modern way of doing it. You can absolutely get to know it.
And then how do I balance this? Like, is it just externally the right intake of food?
Everything.
Or yoga?
Everything. Yoga must be according to your dosha. Fast or slow. Sweating or relaxing. Like a Vata person should not do too much of fast asanas. Too much of running, moving is not good for Vata. Deep breathing and mindful asanas for a Vata person. A Pitta person is competitive. They want to show off. They want to show others. So they should close their eyes and do it in a way. Pranayams, for that matter, it also has to be accordingly. A Kapha person should sweat out because they have a tendency of gaining weight.
Okay.
Similarly, pranayams, a Vata person should do neutralizing pranayam because they have fluctuating energies. A Pitta person should do cooling pranayams. If your Pitta is high, I will not say Pitta person, but a Pitta is high. And then the Kapha person must do heating pranayams. Similarly, food, yes. What to take, what not. रात को केला नहीं खाना. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
रात को केला नहीं खाना. क्यों नहीं खाना? रात को कफा का टाइम होता है और केला हमारा कफ बढ़ा देता है, कफ बढ़ा देगा.
Okay.
दिन में गर्म पानी उठ के पीना चाहिए, है ना? So early morning is a Vata time. So that if you take warm water, it has kinetic energy. Warm water molecules. It helps you with the apana Vata, the cleansing. And in your nadis, the energy goes. It opens it up, and your defecation and all is also better. That's why it's a Vata time. You should take warm, because Vata is cold and dry. So you take warm water. Ghee balances Vata.
Okay.
So that's healthy oils are good for Vata, but healthy oils are not good for Kapha. Nuts are good for Vata, provided they are soaked. Coconut is good for Pitta. It's cooling. So every food is also linked to this. Then comes lifestyle. What kind of clothes to wear? How do I keep my room? The colors. The places I go. If I travel too much, my Vata increases. If I sleep too much, my Kapha increases. Have you heard about this? Khane ke baad sona. We are Bengali, so they love to sleep after.
Yes, absolutely.
I had this even in corporate. I used to go to the sick room. I need a. Why? This increases your Kapha.
Okay.
So me being a Vata person, it will not trouble me gaining weight.
Right.
But if a Kapha person might have, they might feel low after if it's a very long sleep. So you should know these things. That's how we balance it. You know, so afternoon nap increases your kapha in the body.
I see. Okay.
So
that's
everything and anything, be it lifestyle, be it actions, be it activity, be it thoughts, colors, vibrations, food, spices, herbs, concoctions, decoctions, asan, mudra, pranayam, they all can be customized according to your dosha requirement. Yeah.
तो अभी आपका फोकस क्या है? इज इट प्योरली योग या फिर एस्ट्रोलॉजी है? जैसे आप कह रहे थे कि मतलब ट्रैवल करने से ये बढ़ता है वो बढ़ता है, तो मतलब एस्ट्रोलॉजी है या फिर योगा है प्योर, या फिर नेचुरोपैथी है या कुछ और?
वेल, योग में तो आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन डूइंग द रिसर्च पार्ट. मेरा रिसर्च प्राइमरीली योग में ही रहा है. प्राइमरीली योगा एनाटॉमी, केवल मसल्स नहीं, वो एकदम सेल्यूलर बायोलॉजी तक, यू नो, क्या क्या हो रहा है एकदम सेल के अंदर योग से. बट एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ हुआ हमारे साथ, बताया आपको, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है. सो बार्सिलोना से हमारी एक स्टूडेंट आई थी और उन्होंने कहा कि देखो हमने योग तो कर लिया पर वापस घर जाना है और वहाँ मेरे पति के साथ बहुत झगड़ा होता है.
ओके.
क्या करूँ? मैंने कहा योग करो, हमारे पास तो कुछ है नहीं ऑप्शन. अब मैं योग तो कर लूँगी मैं, ठीक है. गोवा में तो बहुत योग कर रही हूँ, बड़ा मज़ा आ रहा है, घूम रहे फिर रहे, मज़ा आ रहा है एकदम फर्स्ट क्लास. बट द मोमेंट आई चेंज माई सिचुएशन सिनेरियो, आई हैव टू गो बैक टू माई होम, वहाँ बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही हैं. तो वहाँ क्या करें? मैंने कहा आप ज्योतिष के पास चलो. तो ठीक है, आई हैड एस्ट्रोलॉजर फ्रेंड, आई टुक हर. उन्होंने देख के बोला अरे मंगल का प्रॉब्लम है, मंगल का इशू है, इनको बोला हनुमान मंदिर में नारियल चढ़ा दे. मैंने कहा कि देखो अगर आपको इंटरनल सोल्यूशन चाहिए तो योगा है, एक्सटर्नल है तो फिर आपको हनुमान मंदिर ढूंढना पड़ेगा बार्सिलोना में. बोला आपका दिमाग खराब है. तो दिस वाज अ ट्रिगर पॉइंट कि भाई अगर हमारे शास्त्र और हमारे ज्योतिष इतना ही ओल्डेस्ट साइंस है, हम एकदम our lives are revolving around astrology, so isn't it for the world? It cannot be possible because Sanatan is for humankind. Yes,
solution for everybody, not
yes.
just Indians. Yeah,
or just Indians. That was a trigger point for me to go ahead and do my research on the field of astrology. खुद भी सीखे एस्ट्रोलॉजी और भी सीख रहे हैं, रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, सीखना खत्म नहीं होता. एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ हुआ, हमें पता चला कि इसको हम साइंटिफिकली डिकोड कर सकते हैं.
अच्छा.
क्योंकि ये जो वात पित्त कफ है, हमारे एलिमेंट्स हैं, ये प्लैनेट्स से डिटरमाइन होते हैं. तो ये पता चला हमको कि जब आपका मार्स का इफेक्ट स्ट्रांग होगा, अब मैं आपको साइंटिफिकली बता रहा हूँ सब कुछ, जितना मैं लॉजिक्स लगा सकते हैं. हमारे शरीर में चक्र होते हैं, है ना. मणिपुर चक्र होता है जिसको पित्त दोष गवर्न करता है.
ओके.
सो व्हेन the Mars effect is in a particular way, in a particular house or whatsoever it's affecting you, the pith in the body increases. When the pith increases, the Manipur chakra gets overstimulated naturally. With food and situations also, it can have triggers, you know, it can have triggers of the weather, climate, all that, but it has a higher chance, a probability. When that happens, this chakra gets activated, so all these organs, that means stomach, intestines, duodenum, they start producing more acids. Like hydrochloric acid is there, enzymes, pepsinogen, enterokinase, and all these kinases, they are produced more. So that person feels more hungry. That's also there. Acidity hota hai sharir mein. And because their body's acidic secretion is high, their blood also absorbs more acid and the blood becomes acidic.
Okay.
Okay? The blood becomes acidic, the body becomes acidic, the brain also becomes acidic. Now when that happens, you know how the person behaves. They're aggressive, they're rash, they want to, they want to jump down the stairs and fall and cause accidents. They want to overtake the car because of their ego. They fight, they shout. This is a pith imbalance caused by Mars.
I see.
Now, in Ayurveda, you can mitigate this issue. How? You can reduce the bodily pith by using the food. Yes, aloe vera cools you down, bel ka sharbat cools you down, you know, buttermilk cools you down, cooling herbs are there, fennel, coriander, etc. चलो ठीक है, आयुर्वेद है. And then even yoga can be used for that. Chandrabhed pranayam, BP comes down. Sitali pranayam, body cools down. And there are many mudras, Bhairavi mudra, etc. You can cool down yourself. Bingo. So when this kind of a thing came, I was like, yes, you can balance your Mars using Ayurveda and yoga. Then you go to Hanuman temple if you want to. And even I feel that these idols or the deities we have, they're all manifestations and metaphors and symbolisms used for what is internal. The color, the colors are very symbolic. The essence is very symbolic. When we say Pavan Putra Hanuman, I consider it to be absolute pranayam. All the qualities that Hanumanji has, a person can have if they balance the Panchapran. And that's why he's the Pavan Putra Hanuman. So this has been my current research field, which has aspects of Tantra Sadhana also, because it is absolute science. And it's very fascinating as we go deeper into it, that you see a meaning in everything, every color, every ritual. And the best thing is that in this today's generation, we should always know the reason before doing it. Only then we'll have a faith.
Right.
Otherwise, it will be a very blind belief and it will not be a transformative process. If we want the process to be transformative, it has to be known. Today you're doing it, if you're in the corporate, you know it's going to work. You know the software, it works, and that's why you're having dedication towards it. But you're not as dedicated for a puja part, isn't it? A software engineer is very dedicated. I know this Python, this programming, and they do it, and they get the result. Bingo. But you're not doing the same faith, you're not having the same faith in a temple, in a yagya, or in a puja, or in yoga sadhana. That's why it's not working out for you.
Right.
This is the high time we come into a process of, awakening this inner conscience, the inner consciousness, to know the reason of each practice. And I'm telling you, the inner software can also be changed because of that.
तो आयुर्वेद और योगा अगर ये हम जान ले, ये प्रैक्टिस करें, तो फिर क्या एस्ट्रोलॉजी रिडंडेंट हो जाती है या फिर उसकी ज़रूरत नहीं होती है?
नहीं.
या फिर इज इट इंटरलिंक्ड?
इट इज,
क्योंकि हनुमान मंदिर में हम जा नहीं रहे, नारियल चढ़ा नहीं रहे, प्राणायाम से बैलेंस हो रहे, तो उसका इम्पैक्ट उतना ही है कि कौन सी दोष है,
कम हो जाएगा,
कौन सी दोष है, मंगल खराब है, शनि खराब है, बस इतना पता करने के लिए एस्ट्रोलॉजी चाहिए, या देयर इज अ बिगर इम्पैक्ट, या फिर जरूरत ही नहीं है, रिडंडेंट है?
देखिए, एक योगी जो सच में योग में प्रतिष्ठित है, उसको एस्ट्रोलॉजी काम नहीं करता उसके लिए.
अच्छा,
ठीक है. वो शनि के महादशा में भी अनअफेक्टेड रहेगा, वो राहु के भी दशा में ही विल रिमेन अनअफेक्टेड.
ये आपको थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि तो कहते हैं कि शनि खराब है, मंगल भारी है, तो काफी लोग डर जाते हैं और कह देते कि 7 साल तक ये अभी ऐसे रहने वाला है. सो situations will change or the person will change?
The person changes and so the situations.
Okay.
For example, I'm a person who's not practicing yoga and you're a person who's practicing yoga. Both of us have Mangal imbalances. So I get up in the morning, I feel a little agitated. But you also get up in the morning, you also feel agitated. But you do pranayam, I smoke a cigarette. First karma change ho gaya because a Mangal person loves nicotine, meat, all kind of food. Then you eat a sattvic food, you eat sattvic breakfast, you eat fruits, alkaline food, and you take some nice concoctions. And I'm like, dude, I need a 2-minute Maggi noodle. And kal ka rakha hua momo hai. It's, anything that is stale, which has more acids, and I consume it. Again, that's also planetary. The choice of food is also linked to that, Then we both drive our cars. Now the higher chance of you meeting an accident and me meeting an accident is different.
Is it not karma कि आज मुझे अगर accident हो गया? Is it not karma?
कर्मा में आते हैं. ठीक है. Yes. आपकी भी गाड़ी बजी और मेरी भी गाड़ी टकराई.
ठीक है.
That karma was destined. अब आप में जो frustration और गुस्सा आएगा और मेरे में जो गुस्सा और frustration आएगा will be different. Because you have already mitigated that fire using your chemistry and physics.
And I've aggravated it.
And me, because I've aggravated it in the same situation. Let's take absolutely same. We both have a car. I'll get angry. The whole day I'll remain frustrated and I'll create more negative karmas in the whole day. I'll keep abusing you. I'll keep swearing at you. Oh, there was this woman who was like, there was such an idiot. Women should not drive. And you like, अरे हो गया, दे ले पैसे, जा खत्म. And you are, this is karmic. So just see, it's all linked. Same situation. Just because you change your chemistry and physics, you can change the whole day's psychological karma as well. That's how yoga works. Saturn makes a person very lazy.
Okay.
Why? Because the circulation is poor. Lymphatic drainage is poor. That causes poor immunity. Circulation is slow, so they have lethargy in the body and they procrastinate. Yeah, that is Saturn. Now, you get up in the morning, you activate the Mooladhara chakra and do Surya Namaskar. जोर दबा से करा दिया उसको. तो क्या हो रहा है? Surya Namaskar means nothing but increasing the bodily circulation.
Yeah.
So when you increase the bodily circulation, automatically you will feel energized. As simple as that. So you will not procrastinate. Your work will be also done on time. Delay नहीं होगा शनि के वजह से. मेरे लाइफ में delay नहीं हुआ. होता भी तो anxiety नहीं होगी because.
तो आप कह रहे कि क्योंकि आप डिले करते हैं तो रिजल्ट्स डिले होते हैं.
It is your vibe attracts your tribe. Absolutely. If somebody is prone to anxiety, as a yogi, I'm telling you, I have in my life currently, there are reasons for depression, yes. Reasons for loneliness, yes. I'm born in South Delhi, I'm staying in Shimla, it's very boring. So I'll give you my example. So as a yogi, I'll tell you, I am born and brought up in South Delhi. I'm from a very flamboyant culture, party and all. I'm staying in Shimla. I have all the reasons to get bored. I have all the reasons to feel lonely. There can be anxiety. I have reasons in my professional life for anxiety. There are reasons for depression, but it doesn't happen. It bypasses you because you have enough mental energy. Scientifically, I am pumping enough oxygen, enough prana, enough ATP molecules in my brain so that it works properly. I have enough dopamine and serotonin in the body to feel blissful. I have enough oxytocin produced naturally in the body, so I don't need the feel of the urge of getting intimate and having a romantic relationship externally. It is there, but it's not as, it doesn't make me crave for it. I'm not saying I'm superhuman. It's chemistry. So yeah, so what I was saying is that it's not being a superhuman. I'm not saying I'm bragging about it. No, it's absolute. You can also do it. There's nothing great about it. You create enough dopamine and serotonin, you don't need a cigarette. You're always in a state of high and balance. You're high.
Yeah.
You have enough oxytocin in the body, you will feel loved with existence. I've experienced it. I can make you do that. You feel loved in the waterfall, the nature, the garden, the trees. You are in love. So the craving to have a partner and always look for somebody will reduce. I'm not saying it's not there. It will be there if you feel somebody intimate, but you'll not. There's where healthy detachment comes. You're so in sync with yourself. You're self-sufficient. That happens by chemistry. Your brain has enough ATP molecules. It has enough prana, as we call it. I can explain this scientifically to you. We can go to that. It's a lovely discussion on cellular biology. I can talk about that. It has enough oxygen. So if somebody comes and disturbs me, there are many people disturbing me, I'm telling you, but you don't get disturbed. So yoga protects you from the astrological things. For example, today is a very bad day for me as per the astrological. This is not a good auspicious day for me. Somebody comes and there's a very bad situation happens. Now the situation has happened. Now how do I react to it and what new karmas I create is in my hand. This is where I will create new karmas. In a given situation, a yogi will not create new karmas. The situation is depressing? Yes, it's depressing. You just be bold, saho, or create mat karo new karmas. Kuch bura hua, something bad happened. Done. Stop. That's mental control. And that's why, in gym we develop the body. Here we develop the mind. There are bad situations. Yes, there are. But you're not, constantly thinking about it and creating more energies like that. That is how you develop mental energy.
तो ये काफ़ी सारे नेगेटिव इमोशंस की बात तो कर रहे हैं, जैसे नेगेटिविटी, कर्मा, बैड कर्मा, न्यू कर्मा, डिप्रेशन, लोनलीनेस, एंजाइटी, स्ट्रेस. ये तो मतलब कॉमन से शब्द हो गए आजकल. मतलब चारों तरफ लोग यही बात कर रहे हैं. बट देन फॉर सम पीपल ये मतलब कह सकते कि इट्स मतलब शायद सोसाइटी से मिल रहा है, शायद फैमिली से मिल रहा है. तो और शास्त्र के अनुसार इंडिया में कहीं ना कहीं उनकी कोई जगह नहीं है. सिंस यू आर द मॉडर्न मॉन्क, तो एक कंट्रोवर्शियल क्वेश्चन हो सकता है, बट फील फ्री टू डॉज.
Okay. I'm surrounded with controversies. My Graha Nakshatras bring controversy. It's okay, I know my charts. I'm okay for it.
तो फिर LGBTQI जो कैटेगरी है, इनके बारे में आपका क्या राय है?
See, शास्त्र क्या बोलता है and all, I have no opinion about that. मेरे गुरुओं ने मुझे जो सिखाया है और जो मैं समझता हूँ, I'll share that with you. Very interesting. It's very liberal way of thinking about it. Now, in yoga, we talk about being in sync with your true natural self. Your natural self is your nature, right? Now, some people say it's unnatural.
Yes.
As per nature's trend, it's unnatural, right? Brahmacharya is a concept that is again a huge topic. Some people say it's celibacy, some say it's semen retention, some say it is getting in sync with your true natural sexual self. I resonate with this idea.
Okay.
Getting in sync with your true natural sexual self. If I'm polygamous, I'm polygamous. Right? I will not get married. This awareness of your sexuality is the foundation of your spirituality. So great yogis have said, my gurus have said, before balancing your spirituality, you balance your sexuality. If a person is homosexual and gets married, and that is negative karma.
Okay.
Okay, because he will lie forever in his life. That will create negative karma. If you're homosexual, accept it, live it, be true to it. That's brahmacharya as per my understanding.
But I think the marriage also happens because of social pressure.
That is, you have to be bold enough, you have to be strong enough. You need a change in the society. Now talking about nature. I am a person who's understanding Devi as nature, as Mahaprakriti. Now let me talk about my understanding of nature, my understanding of Devi. When we talk about Mahaprakriti, Devi, Mahamaya, Mahaprakriti, what exactly is the idea? She brings balance and equilibrium. Yes or no? And she always brings, it's a philosophical concept. I'm talking from a Gyan Yogi's point of view, my understanding, okay? So Ma's work, Devi is nature who's bringing equilibrium. But today, if you look at the planet, what is the biggest problem that's happening? Pollution, overpopulation, exploitation of resources. We want more kids, more people, and we need to cut the forests and get more houses built. And then there is pollution. There is air pollution in Delhi because of overpopulation. The place I was staying at is all littered all around because of it carrying capacity. Even in Shimla, it's for 25,000 people. More than 3 lakh people are staying there. Now, what does Mahaprakriti would do? It's doing it. Genetically, the Y chromosome is getting degenerated. You know that? Genetically, the level of testosterone in men is reducing. The nature is telling you, don't reproduce.
Going down,
don't you think genetically the expression of LGBTQ is also one of the reasons? Maybe, I don't know. It's up to you to think about it. The expression that, okay, you have a sexual energy, you enjoy it, but don't reproduce, man. I think this is Devi's Ashirwad.
This is a controversial question.
Very controversial. I think because, see, either you consciously don't produce.
Yes.
You know what my Guruji said? It's again, not to the samsaric people. It's an instinct, natural instinct. My friend, she said, I want to have a baby. I really want to have a baby. You have it. It's instinctual. My Guruji said, my contribution to the planet, like even Osho said that, is not reproducing. That's a spiritual way of it.
Yes.
But if it's coming naturally, sexually, that I'm attracted to the same sex, I'm enjoying it without harming anybody, and I will not reproduce, don't you think you will save the nature? You'll have less green footprints. 4 बच्चे, उनके 4 घर, उनके लिए सारा जिंदगी खराब. इससे चाहिए enjoy your sexuality, live and relax. For me, I think that's the modern way of looking at spirituality, and I really stand by this. I feel, it's very strongly I feel it this way. It's a contribution towards, protection of nature. Imagine a homosexual person getting married, having children, the whole life. Now you want a new flat. Agricultural land will be used up. You're putting pressure. But if you live naturally, you can adopt a baby, or a lesbian couple. They can adopt a baby and they can live together without reproducing. Don't you think they will have less pressure on the planet?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's Mahaprakriti's expression? I feel it so.
Yeah. This is like a brand new concept.
Well, I feel it. That's why yoga has given me. I might not be against the Shastras. I can write a Shastra. Tomorrow it will be, that's how Shastras are written. When Buddha was meditating, everybody was against him. When Osho was saying something, people were against him.
Yes.
But later on they realized, today if I write Siddharth Shastra and I write this out many years again, yes, that's population control is yoga. Today people might criticize. That's how things work. I am telling you this by my guru's teachings and my inner understanding. That why is testosterone reducing in men? Why is the Y chromosome reducing? That's Mahaprakriti's balance. And I feel this expression is also a way of balance that is there, coming instinctually in people because of the nature that is doing it. But yeah, now we want less humans, we want more conscious beings. So maybe I'm not giving you a Siddhant, maybe this is one of the ways, and I stand by this as per my personal life, yes.
So you talked about Devi, and a lot of times Guru, ये आपके शब्द बार-बार आ रहे थे. तो इफ़ यू डोंट माइंड, तो आप अपने गुरु के बारे में और द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ देवी आपकी ज़िंदगी में, इसके बारे में थोड़ा कुछ कहना चाहते हैं? एक फॉलोअप क्वेश्चन है कि क्या कुछ भी मार्ग हम अपनाना चाहते हैं वो गुरु के बिना पॉसिबल है, या गुरु चाहिए ही चाहिए?
ठीक है, गुरु जो है ना, इट इज़ अ फिनोमिनन. Guru is phenomenal. See, Ramakrishna told that when you genuinely seek the intensity, like if I burn your clothes and you want to throw it away, if you have that kind of an intensity, God and Gurus come. In my life, again, when we hit the bedrock, so that happened to me when I was 21 years old. I took a sabbatical from my college. I took a sabbatical from Hindu college after my college, where I did. Then I took another break because I could very clearly see that this modern education will not sustain. It will not give me inner peace. I was clear because it did not give me inner peace after a distinction. It did not give me inner peace after a gold medal in FRI. I did not get inner peace. And the trigger was when I saw an IFS professional stressed and having a cigarette and saying, Baba, IFS is very stressful. I'm like, what? I am stressed the whole life. I'm studying like a mad person. I'll crack the exam. ये वो reservation सब कुछ करके मैं बन भी जाऊँ officer, and you're saying you're stressed. There is no end to it. What do I do? I need to know how to live. So that was the quest that started. I got motivated by Dr. Kiran Seth. He's the founder of Speak Mecca, from whom I've learned tremendous amount of things. A lot of things I've learned from him. It was a motivation. Then I learned Hatha Yoga from him, like Nadi Yoga and Hatha Yoga at 3 a.m. I used to get up, and 4 a.m. used to start intense. I got exposed to classical music and culture in my college days through Speak Mecca. That's been a very integral organization and has played a very motivational role. That was a kickstart. And once you get into spirituality, your life becomes even more difficult. It's a fact. The more you become spiritual, your negative karmas are like, chalo, ab to saaf ho sakta hai. So they all come. And Ramakrishna explained this very nicely. Shri Ramakrishna explained this, that why spiritual people suffer more.
Yeah.
Because I've felt it. The more you're spiritual, the more you're prepared for life.
And on the contrary, people say, इतना कुछ कर रहे हो, ध्यान कर रही हो, करो, problem तो खत्म ही नहीं
हो रही, तो पुराना बैकलॉग क्लियर हो रहा है ना? तो हमें भी लगता है दुनिया के सारे जितना आध्यात्मिकली ग्रो करते और बड़े बड़े राक्षस जीवन में आते हैं. ठगने आते हैं, बदमाशी करने आते हैं. अच्छा, नॉर्मल जिंदगी जी लो, मस्ती से रहो, पड़े रहो. बट क्या, दिस इज अ प्रिपरेशन बिकॉज इट इज मेकिंग मी स्ट्रॉन्गर. द वर्ल्ड इज अ जिम्नाजियम वेयर वी कम टू become mentally strong, and it has made me mentally strong. I've dealt with enough rakshas, enough negative energies. It's okay. Nevertheless, what happens here is that then I went to FRI, where I really had a very bad experience because of the education system, which I did not resonate with, and the place and the people, narrow-mindedness. I could not, there is a crisis that happens in your life emotionally. I was like emotionally down, career-wise, everything was. So I took a sabbatical, and I wanted to know life. मुझे books में नहीं पढ़ना था कि प्रकृति क्या होती है. Nature, very nice, nature book. Then you say it's a forest crop, you cut it and make another nature out of it. That is not nature. I need to know my nature. This is a cycas plant. This is a snake plant. I know about it. I'm a botany student. What's the point if I don't know about myself? I should know about myself also. Na? Education system did not teach me that. That was the time I went to Gurukul. I went to Dharamshala to learn Buddhism from Dalai Lama's this thing. But I was kicked off from there because I asked a lot of questions. So I could not resonate with the authorities there. They said, you're not a believer. You have to go out. I'm like, yes, I'm not going to believe. 108, 109 क्यों नहीं? I always had this question.
More of a skeptic.
I was a Gyani Yogi because of Vata quality. That's also genetic. That's also because of planets. So I was very clear that I want to know the logic behind it. You can't just keep telling Buddha. See, I'm Siddharth Buddha. He was like that. You want me to believe you? I will not believe you. They got very frustrated. They're like, we will deport you back. I was in teary eyes, deported. And that time I met, that intensity of seeking was true. So I met a yogi. It was random. And it started raining in Dharamshala. I went inside a place and I saw this bearded man. What are you here for? I'm like, I am here for knowledge. What's your age? I'm like 21. Are you sure it's not, all the smoking up and all this. Dharamshala is full of that. I'm like, I need a permanent thing, not a temporary one.
Not weed.
Not weed, baba, crap. No, permanent one. You sure? I'm like, yes. So he took me to Kerala with him. He got in touch. He's like, okay, it's quite inspiring to see somebody. We had a question answer. He answered few things that really hit. And he tested me, he checked me that am I really Supatra or not, and he said, come, I'll teach you something, stay with me. And I took a bold step of taking a sabbatical, and everybody said, no, don't go to this Baba and all. I'm like, I need a practical person. You are not going to teach me anything in life. That was the time I learned Vedantic knowledge, Ayurveda and Yoga. I practiced it and I experienced something phenomenal within. I can't share that. I just cannot share it. I don't have words. What happened to me? I went for a morning walk. The last day of my 4 months of stay in Dharamshala, I had a bus in the evening. क्या करूँ? Free day. चप्पल पहन के एक केला खाया, आम पापड़. I love आम पापड़. चला गया walk करने. करते करते I reached Triund. करते करते I walked and I'm like, what is this? What is this snow line? I'm like, then I reached Indrahar Pass just as a morning walk. That was my energy level. I just walked because of Hatha Yoga. There was a man who was there. I was like, कहाँ? अब like आगे क्या है? बोलते कि कहाँ जाना है? मतलब वो शाम को दिल्ली की बस. You run back. It's a 2-day trek. It's a 2-day trek. You walked. I'm like, I've not eaten anything. I ate the banana. I ate this, and I took some spring water. I sat there and meditated. I opened my eyes. My life was different. I can't explain what happened to me. I can't explain what euphoria is, ecstasy is. It's the highest drug I've had. I jumped back. I ran back. And since then, there is no looking back. And then I've been trying to learn more. I have my Guru Ma, from whom she's not there, but she blessed me astrally.
आपने देवी का भी नाम लिया है कि इनका क्या इंस्पिरेशन है आपकी लाइफ में, गुरुजी का भी और देवी?
मेरे जीवन में कन्वेंशनल गुरु नहीं है, बट जिनको मैं गुरु मानता हूँ वो खुद बहुत मॉडर्न है. बोलती है तुम यू शाइन इन योर ओन विजडम, है ना. मुझको गुरु परंपरा वैसा कुछ उन्होंने वो नहीं दिया. बट येस, मेरी गुरु माँ भी हैं. मतलब देयर आर मल्टीपल पीपल हु हैव इंस्पायर्ड मी. द फर्स्ट सोर्स ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन वाज डॉक्टर किरण सेठ, द founder of Speak Make, Padmashri Dr. Kiran Seth. He inspired me how to get into the thing. The first taste of it when I was in my college. Then Yogi Shivdas जी, जो मुझे एकदम इंटेंस, जब आपकी सीकिंग बहुत इंटेंस हो जाती है, तब मिले धर्मशाला में. उन्होंने टेस्ट किया मुझको, और then he called me and I stayed there for 4 months. And he gave me the knowledge of Vedanta, Ayurveda and Yoga, which I practiced and had a phenomenal change, which I just told you about. Then my Guru Ma, she was into Tantra, and she was like, okay, I give you my energy, just the blessings, go ahead with your sadhana. So I'm in that periphery of entering into that domain. And she's Guru Madhavi Ma. She has an ashram in Tanakpur. My guru from whom I've learned yoga is in Kerala, in Udagur. He teaches and lives a very modern life, but a very balanced life. He was an inspiration, more of an inspiration. Rest, Guru is a phenomenon. Like if you look at your chart, if you see a strong placement of Gurus, many such people influence. So I have a Guru in my strong position. So Yoganand ji, Vivekanand ji, Ramakrishna ji, Ramana Maharshi ji, Neep Karoli Baba ji, Mirabai, Anandamayi Ma. Lot of such Gurus have influenced my life tremendously. Talking about Devi, in Bhakti, we have a complete emotion and devotional surrender. In my case, it has been again a very practical understanding. When I understood the Sankhya philosophy, I understood how nature manifests, and that's how I understood Devi. So my path has been from Gyan, but now when you keep doing the practice in sadhana, what happens is that you genuinely, internally, that devotion comes out to you. And that's where bhakti comes from within. It's not an outer process. The bhav, the emotion, comes strongly from within. And that's how my bhakti towards the Divine Mother has manifested. Yes.
तो काफ़ी बात हमने करी योग की, एस्ट्रोलॉजी की, कर्मा. तो अगर हमारे जैसे लोग आज से कुछ साधना स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं, मेडिटेशन स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं, योग स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं, कर सकते हैं? अगर कर सकते हैं तो स्टेप 1, स्टेप 2, स्टेप 3 क्या हो सकता है? विच इज़ लाइक वो आज ही करे, मतलब या कल से स्टार्ट करे. लाइक 1, 2, 3.
देखिए, मेडिटेशन की शुरुआत हमेशा माइंड से नहीं होनी चाहिए. माइंड इज़ अ लास्ट एस्पेक्ट टू टच. The first thing we need to work is on the body. Even before that, if we talk about the Ashtanga Yoga, we have the Yam, Niyam, Asan, प्राणायाम, प्रत्याहार, धारणा, ध्यान, समाधि. बट इवन इफ द यम नियम सबको फिलोसफी समझ नहीं आती, कंफ्यूजन्स होती है उसमें, वी नीड टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द बॉडी. So my Guruji said that spirituality starts from the toilet and kitchen, and then the yoga halls and prayer rooms, which means that your body must be clean, detoxified, your energies will start flowing properly, and then only you'll be able to expand your consciousness. It's all about how clean, how pure the body is, how healthy the body is with food. It's called the Annamaya Kosha. That's a physical body. Then we work on the energy level, the Pranamaya Kosha. Then talk about the Manomaya Kosha, the mind. So I would any day say the food, lifestyle and physical body purification is the first step to do in any sadhana.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And this is the last question, और we would say कि ये हमारा segment है जहाँ हम audience को एक vibe देते हैं. Vibe कहते हैं but it is more of a blessing or more of an inspiration जो audience को देते हैं, something to motivate them और कहाँ से वो start करें. क्योंकि ये जो हमारा पॉडकास्ट है इसका एक ही एम, ऑब्जेक्टिव हम कह सकते हैं कि सो दैट कॉन्वर्सेशन सिर्फ हमारे बीच में ना हो, वो कुछ लेके जाए और करे. सो व्हाट इज़ दैट वाइब फॉर द ऑडियंस? सो जो भी अभी तक की कॉन्वर्सेशन रही है उससे तो ये समझ आया है कि चाहे एस्ट्रोलॉजी कहे, चाहे योग कहे, चाहे आयुर्वेद कहे, you have said that it is backed by science, it is completely rational. तो ये जो पूजा पाठ करते हैं, हवन करते हैं, तो ये रिचुअल्स भी क्या साइंस है, बैक्ड बाय साइंस है?
जी, मैं ये कहूँगा कि इसमें बहुत सारे साइंटिफिक चीज़ें आती हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कॉस्मिक एनर्जीज़ को टैपिंग करने की साइंस आती हैं. इसमें एक बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस है. जैसे चक्रस को कुछ लोग बोलते हैं, मानते हैं, नहीं मानते. प्राण को मानते हैं, नहीं मानते. चक्रस को समझने के लिए जैसे साइंस में थिंग्स आर प्रूवन एक्सपेरिमेंटली. इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी, आध्यात्म में it is proven experientially. So one has to go through an experience to go and understand, yeah, it's working like that. Same is with prana. If we talk about prana, there is, you can't see prana, you can't even see electrons, you can't even see electricity, but you can feel it. प्राण एक इंसान का वाइब होता है, एक ऑरा होता है, और ये मुद्राओं से you can awaken that energy. Now scientifically, what is that? I was doing my research in anatomy. It is actually the ATP that breaks down after glycolysis in a mitochondria of the cell. And when that breaks into adenosine diphosphate, and adenosine, the triphosphate breaks into the diphosphate and creates what? That's energy, that's prana. So you can reach out very scientifically to these concepts, but you need an innovative mind. You need that mind of a seeker to understand what logic, what science, what mudras, how nadis and chakras work, experience it and experiment it both. Like that you can go ahead with this. Havan, I'll talk about, yes, of course, it has a purifying effect. It activates the chakras, it has aromatherapy, it has awakening qualities, it has purifying energies. In Tantra, in some aspects, my Guru Ma told about Antar Sadhana, wherein you activate the Manipur chakra and all the negative qualities you mentally assimilate and burn it down. That's a spiritual process. So both these external and internal can work pretty well on a person's well-being. Yes.
तो चक्रास के बारे में क्या आप एक बार क्विकली टच अपॉन करना चाहते हैं? लगता है आपके साथ दूसरी पॉडकास्ट करनी पड़ेगी विद रिगार्ड टू चक्रास एंड
नाड़ी चक्र.
बट क्विकली अगर चक्रास पे अगर आप थोड़ा सा कहना चाहते हैं, व्हाट आर द चक्रास? एंड
चक्रास आर एनर्जी व्हर्लपूल्स इन द बॉडी, यहाँ से एनर्जी रिडिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता है. जैसे हमारे घर में ट्रांसमीटर्स, जैसे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आता है बल्ब में, है ना. सो बल्ब इज द ऑर्गन, द वायर इज द नाड़ी, एंड द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज द प्राणा, एंड द ट्रांसमिटिंग सेंटर इज द चक्र. पूरा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से समझा रहे हैं आपको, ठीक है. तो शरीर में ये है, नाड़ियाँ हैं, देयर आर एनर्जीज गोइंग ऑल द वेज, ऑल द हीलिंग, इवन चाइनीज एक्यूप्रेशर, वैदिक एक्यूप्रेशर, आयुर्वेदिक food, chemicals, lot of things, lot of mudras, they all work on balancing these chakras through nadis. नाभि में कभी तेल लगाने को सुना है, क्या होता है यहाँ पे? नाड़ियों का एक गठबंधन है. मुद्रा ये लगाया, इससे कुछ हुआ, इससे कुछ हुआ, because they are all end point of energy centers. Similarly, we have 114 chakras, 108 in the body, the rest are outside in the energy body. It's also outside, it's not always inside, through which energy is redistributed to those organs, and they also form a bridge between the emotions and the organs. That is what a chakra is. Again, it has to be experientially felt. not experimental. Now, experimental, if you get a scientific thing, I'm very sure very soon you can also see that, you know, that these are all energy centers working. It is very soon, I'm sure it will be possible. But till then, experientially, you can experience these energy centers in the body. And that's what chakras are.
Right.
Yes.
So, उसी एनर्जी के साथ अगर आप ऑडियंस को एक वाइब देना चाहते हैं, वाइब सेक्शन हम इसको कहते हैं, वो ब्लेसिंग हो सकता है या तो फिर अ वर्ड ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन, क्योंकि हम नहीं चाहते ये पॉडकास्ट सिर्फ कॉन्वर्सेशन तक रहे. सो इफ़ यू नेवर ट्राई यू नेवर नो, सो लेट देम स्टार्ट समवेयर. सो कहाँ से शुरू करें, या व्हाट इज़ दैट वाइब फॉर द ऑडियंस?
वेल, वाइब इसमें ये होगी कि आप अपने आप से शुरू करें, ऑफ कोर्स, एंड ज़रा समय अपने इंटरनलाइज प्रोसेस को दें. हम बाहर मुखी होते हैं, लाइक वी आर ऑलवेज एक्सट्रोवर्टेड, trying to seek pleasure and happiness from outer sources. I'm not saying you don't do that. We all need to do that. Even I am doing it. Tomorrow you will see me partying and you will say, अरे बाबा जी बड़ा ज्ञान दे रहे थे, पार्टी नहीं करना. पार्टी भी करें, पिज्ज़ा भी खाएं, पर अंतर्मुखी जब हम होएंगे, when we become internalized, उसमें हम दोनों का रस ले पाएंगे. बाहर से भी आनंद है, भीतर भी आनंद है. Then you can decide कितना मुझे चाहिए, है ना? So yes, enjoy your external life, but also take a process of internalization and see the nectar of bliss that resides within. So that's what I would like to say. Pranam, namaste.
So this was a very enriching conversation with सिद्धार्थ जी, और ऐसा लगता है कि हमें वापस इनको बुलाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि लंबी कॉन्वर्सेशन भी बहुत ही छोटी लग रही है, और अभी मुझे लग रहा है कि बहुत सारे ऐसे एरियाज़ हैं जिनको हम टच कर सकते हैं, और मैं तो काफ़ी सीख रही हूँ, एंड आई एम श्योर कि आप लोग भी काफ़ी सीख रहे हैं. और थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग ऑन द शो.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
होप टू सी यू वेरी सून.
बिल्कुल. थैंक यू सो मच. प्रणाम.